I've pressed it a million times.
Let me get it.
1 second. I can fix this. I mean, I don't start the audio version until
Right. Oh,
What a way to start the new year.
yeah, right. Yeah. Insert here.
Talk to yourselves.
We're live, pal.
We are live. You guys talk. It's
As
nothing important because it's not going to matter.
as mean. Woo! By God, Gene said to Sid Vicious one time, or he could have been.
That was JR. The word life pal.
Was it JR?
Yeah.
Okay. I've had a long day.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted here. We're back?
I'll be back.
Oh, you'll be back.
Oh, goodbye, Primo.
Okay. All right. Well,
back on vacation.
Yep. Technical difficulties here right now. Not the tag team, but the actual workings on right now.
The actual
yeah, Nate's here. Let's talk to Nate. Nate, what's going on, brother?
What up, Nate?
Good to see you, dude. Thanks for jumping in here. Well, let's get a little something here for the kiddies to read for the TV. Yeah. Must have needed a hard reset or something like that, maybe.
Yeah,
so
he just said he's resetting, restarting, something like that.
All right.
At least it was at like the very, very beginning,
right?
Not halfway through the pod.
St. Louis reference. We're doing good, dude. We're doing good, man.
Oh man, excuse me.
What's your next show, man? You going to any this weekend?
None this weekend. Glory Pro next weekend. The one time Glory Pro runs on a Saturday, it's the same Saturday as that first UFC card on Paramount. The loaded, the Gaeth G.
Oh yeah.
Patty and like I'm forgetting all the fights now, but it's a loaded card. We're gonna get Primo back soon.
I love his alter ego, Shay Arias. Is
Hey Fave.
Oh, look at Daddy.
Stream.
Oh man, he put it out there, so we're gonna put it out there. Oh man. Oh.
Guy goes on vacation and misses one episode, and this is what he comes back to.
I know, right? That's funny.
Oh man.
All right. Oh, Nate's going to Glory too. Man, it's been a while since I've been to a St. Louis show. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm going to make some Anarchy show this year. I don't know which one it is. It's the Fridays that usually get me, but my Fridays are opening up a little more now, so which is good. I just need like a couple hours to drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all,
so they're I'm trying to get it straight in my head. Their April show. Yeah, they're back in March. Their April show, they're calling Canvas of Dreams 2 and like really hyping it up. The first Canvas of Dreams was a Gary J. Masato Tanaka match.
Oh, Tanaka, remember
So,
that? Yep.
I'm expecting this to be something huge. I don't know what. They're not teasing anything.
Yeah.
Just that if everything goes as planned, it's going to be huge. So
Right.
end of April.
Nice. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for TNA tomorrow night, man. I'm gonna do like appointment watching with that. I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Yeah.
And then what was I going to watch? Oh, Limitless. I think the Rumbles.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Kind of family deal Friday night. So I'm going to miss it live, but that card is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss out on live too. Volleyball calls. Definitely, man. Yeah, definitely. It's been I didn't go at all last year. I think I went to maybe one the year before that. It's been a minute.
It's been a little while. Yeah.
It was at Alton. I feel like
I think it's been a couple years.
It may have been a couple years. I was trying to think what happened at the last show I was at.
I remember you and AJ came down for one.
Hey,
quite a while ago. There he is.
Was that the last one I was at with AJ?
That's the last one I remember you being at.
Okay.
I may be misremembering.
Ready?
We all good to go there, brother?
Yep.
All right. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a.
Hey guys, it's Hartenbauer, and you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, Dylan, and AJ.
Hey yo, if I can be serious for a minute. Oh yeah! Acknowledge me.
New Year? Who dis? Happy New Year, everybody. Come on in. You just found the most easy listening, best kept secret in wrestling podcast, guys. Welcome. Come on in. Sit down. Episode number 180 of the Sit Down Marks podcast. Today, we're going to be talking USA indie promotions that you should check out here to start 2026. So a lot on the docket, man. We got a lot to talk about. TNA is in the news. We got some signings going on. We got some retirements going on. A lot of stuff going on. But I tell you what's going on. It's Primo. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, brother.
Not a whole lot, man. Episode 180. That's crazy. 180. That's kind of like what the Eagles had to do and join the Cowboys on the couch. But here we are, episode 180, ready to get them.
Yeah. I mean, episode 180, the flagship. We're probably approaching maybe close to 200 overall, maybe something like that. So, the football digs continue. I mean, I can never talk shit in football season. So, whatever. Here we are. Good to see you, man. Green hat guy. What's going on, Dylan?
What's going on, boys? Happy New Year. First pod of the year. I have to just take those football darts coming back my way. I talked a lot of shit this past year, but Ohio State and the Eagles have both lost, so I'm down with everybody else in the losers bracket now. But, yeah, like you said, DB, a lot to talk about. It feels like a lot happened since last time we were here. We got the full band back together. Last time we were like just Rollins and Ambrose. And now we got our angle back to fill out the shield.
Yeah, put your fist up, boys. And we're rocking our brand new Sit Down Marks polos that we got finally for Christmas. We're looking sharp, man. So we're looking like we're either going to, deliver you an awesome wrestling podcast or we're going to come over and change your oil. One of the two, we don't know. So, just hang out and see what happens, man. But I'm ready to go, Primo. Let's kick off this 2026 of the Sit Down Marks podcast, man. Let's get it. 5 topics in pro wrestling, man. Let's go. All right, boys. Quick note, before we talk about Drew being champion. Stranger Things, like the promotions like that. This to me might have been the best one yet. I think because I'm usually not too much of a fan of this crossover stuff, but this was cool. I've never watched an episode of Stranger Things in my life, but I kind of get the gist. You know what I'm saying? And I thought this was cool. the music was weary and like the music was
Yeah.
eerie. I was like, this is awesome, man. But do you guys normally like those kind of promotions?
So with Netflix, it was inevitable.
Yeah.
We noticed ever since they joined Netflix, there have been, all kinds of people that it's even between TKO and Netflix. There's been UFC fighters coming on. There's been other Netflix show cast members come on in the audience. So the cross promotion is definitely there. So I'm not surprised they did the Stranger Things. It's the first one I really remember them doing in a while, because I feel like AEW does it a lot more with their crossovers.
Right.
They did like Rick and Morty. They did
Yeah.
feel like they did some other stuff in the past, but I'm not thinking of. But anyway, I did like the decoration all over the place. I did like the Stranger Things belt that that person had in the audience. The music was from the show, and I mean, I've seen every episode, so I'm a fan of the show. Now,
Awesome.
I do think that beyond like the visual of this whole Stranger Things visual, that's about all it was to me. I don't think
Yeah.
I think they could have done a little more, but I personally think it was just visual.
Yeah, my favorite part, and I'm like DB, like I've watched 2 episodes because a buddy like forced me to watch it, quote unquote forced me to watch it.
Sure.
They did like chapter titles, I guess you'd call it, when they were like coming back
Mhm.
from break. I don't remember the exact phrasing on any of them, but
Right.
I really liked those. Like,
I did too.
it set up like what's coming, or like what segment's coming up. You know what's happening,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like I really liked that, and like
Told
I
you what
like
the main
that,
event was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. Like Primo said, they could have done more, and they probably could have did a little bit more. But I'm glad they didn't go like overboard. Like I'm glad we didn't have like, pick a babyface versus some monster. 'Cause not that long ago, they were promoting whatever zombie movie, and they had like a bunch of zombies run out or do like a lumberjack battle royal or something like that.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go like
With the
super
Miz.
deep. Like yeah, or like they didn't make a big storyline out of it. It was like, hey, it's here, we're crossing over, but if you don't know what's going on, it's not like taking you out of the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah. All right, let's get to it, man. Drew McIntyre is the new champ. He took the belt from Cody. I believe they were over in Germany, right? When he won, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
They were in Dusseldorf, I believe. I don't quote me on that, people.
Yeah, it was. They were in Germany, but I think like maybe Berlin or something.
Maybe
like
it was
that.
Berlin.
That
No,
sounds
it's
right,
somewhere over there across the pond.
Yeah. So
You love all of Germany.
finally, Drew gets a win, a title run in the non-pandemic era, and you guys are excited to see this run, Dylan. Okay.
What the hell was
Is
that?
that his new entrance music?
No.
All right. Take 2, Dylan.
Stranger Things coming in or what? Yeah, I was very excited.
Nate confirms it is Berlin.
Berlin.
Shout out Nate. Yeah, I loved it. I thought the match was great. I was surprised, like happily surprised, because this really felt the same way the KO feud did, like at this time last year, where we were all like, they could put it on KO, and that doesn't mean KO has to hold it till the Rumble. He can, or till Mania, he can drop it before. I was getting those same vibes, like, oh, Drew could win, but probably not, because we're this close to Mania and it's Cody and all of that. So actually, like Drew getting the win, I was really happy to see it. I didn't love the first fall being just a regular match, if you're calling it 3 stages of hell.
Sure.
But I liked how they played it out, where like Drew still cheated in that fall. If it was a no DQ match or whatever, that wouldn't have mattered. But the fact that it was a straight up standard match, the cheating puts a little more heat on him. And I was very happily surprised to see it.
Yeah. So couple things. I'm very happy that Drew McIntyre won. I'm happy to see the change, the title. That's exciting in itself. And then also, so I was watching this live at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I was sitting here actually, and this thing at the end of that actually had me kind of getting out of my seat, because I was reading I was simultaneously reading Reddit live, and they were talking in there how they were like, oh, Fatu is probably going to come out and cost Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then sure enough, Fatu did come out and then he did attack Drew. And I was like, oh, come on.
Right.
I was like, I'm happy to see Fatu, but I was like, damn it. And then, and then he was attacking Cody and I was like, oh my God, Drew. And I was flipping my shit. Okay? Yeah. I saw him going for the door and I was going nuts. So, and the fact that he actually, got out the door and he actually won it was so cool. Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I like it too. I feel like this is going to be a run to Mania, probably. You know what I mean? Setting up a big match there, which, but I always like to see Drew do well, man, no matter what it is, like 3-man band to this, what I mean? Like, it's just like, I dig the story. I always love the story. I got to see him, like just in his early years. I always remember how just green he looked, you know what I mean? And, when he was like Mr. McMahon's, chosen one, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to him to get like a legitimate run this time. So
Dylan, Cody, Drew, or Triple H, Stone Cold? 3 stages of hell.
Ooh. The Triple H Stone Cold is very good. The Shawn Michaels Triple H might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question on this? Primo, you said you were watching it live, but like the result of this got spoiled before SmackDown aired live in the US. Yeah. Like Drew posted a picture of himself with the title
in the hotel room. Yeah.
Do you guys care? Do you not care?
I would have been pissed had I not known, because I watched it. Obviously, I was in the UK during that time, so I was able to see it live. But had I been in the US and not had to be delayed, I would have been kind of mad it got spoiled.
Yeah, it didn't bother me because I don't know. I just feel like we all got our phones in our hands anyway, unless we're like looking live. Our algorithms are going to show us that Drew won the belt. You know what I mean? So it's.
And at the same time,
he could have held off a little bit.
So if I missed back in the day, if I missed an important pay-per-view or PLE, whatever you want to call it, I would avoid social media like the plague. I would not get on social media until I saw it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving, boys. Topic number 2, tomorrow night, man, the big debut. We got TNA on AMC. This is going to be a appointment watching for me, especially since they ever since they announced AJ Styles, especially, and I didn't have whatever they were on before Access TV. I do have AMC, so and I'm a Maggie fan, Hardy's. Like, it's gonna be appointment watching for me. I've never been a big Frankie Kazarian fan, but hey, I'm open to new ideas to see how they're using him. I've watched TNA sporadically, called a pay-per-view sporadically. Always know what's going on over there most of the time. But man, I'm excited. You guys watching tomorrow night?
I'll be. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Unfortunately, I don't have AMC. I would like to watch it. I'm sure that I could find a way.
They got an app.
Yeah, and also I did see
YouTube TV?
Originally.
Okay.
Originally, I think there was a Leon Slater match. And then that got
Leon.
pulled.
I don't know if it's got pulled, but it's not advertised.
Right, and then I also heard
Leon
that
and Myron.
The Rascals contract was possibly up.
Oh wow! Yeah, I hadn't heard that. But I'll be watching tomorrow. I've caught up. I had dropped the app for a little bit. I got caught up over the weekend. Watched the last month and a half or so. Just being here in the Midwest, just seeing Maggie and Heather on a flyer for TNA on AMC and the Wrestling the Inspiration. That is extremely cool. Like DB said, the Hardys on there. You got to check them out.
Hell yeah.
AJ, to pull the curtain back a little bit, I texted our group chat, got a big laugh out of this. I said, hey, AJ just got announced for TNA. And Primo was like, what, AJ Francis? I thought that was very funny.
Big pop, yep.
To be completely honest, the main event has me nervous because of how they screwed up Slammiversary and how they screwed up Bound for Glory. this Kazarian Santana match was originally announced for their pay-per-view on Saturday, and they've pushed it up to the TNA AMC premiere. So I'm nervous it's going to be like a complete schmoz just to get to the pay-per-view, or like Santana wins and Nick Nemeth cashes in his briefcase and just, ruins the title reign like that. We do a rematch on, or something like that. Like this title match on their premiere leading into an unannounced title match on the pay-per-view just 2 days later is like a real, you got to be careful how you book it. And I'm just afraid they're going to screw it up. But that's just coming off of their last couple pay-per-views. But yeah, I'll watch it. I'm excited to watch it. Should be a lot of good stuff on it.
Is it 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours starting at 9 p.m. That's
Phew. Yeah. Right. I get it. All right. Topic number 3, boys. So Hiroshi Tanahashi just, retired. And, to me, I kind of feel like we kind of at least need to speak about it because it's kind of like the end of an era in New Japan. And to me, like, I remember for the longest of times, the only thing I ever knew about New Japan was Tanahashi. You know what I mean? He was the one I always thought about. He was the one I always, you know what I mean? And then as I got older, I started, checking out some matches. I started looking at him like, God dang, man, this dude's a freaking literal rock star, and just sort of start seeking out matches. And then, I've never subscribed to like New Japan World or whatever, but you know what I mean? But like I always have kept up as long as I remember. I remember there was a time where I got up and watched Wrestle Kingdom, you know what I mean? It was like kind of like that era. Bullet Club was big, Bucks were over there, you know what I mean? It was must-see TV with what was going on over there in wrestling, you know what I mean? But yeah, you guys got any Tanahashi memories? I love that we got to see him over here before he finished up. I think that was like even cooler for us. But what do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, wish I had the chance to see him live. Never got to do that.
Same.
But like you said, really, he showed up on a TNA show like in 2005 or something, wrestling AJ, and that was the first time I had heard about him, but I still had no idea like who he was or like what level of star he was in Japan. Just thought it was another New Japan guy coming over. And it wasn't until like Ring of Honor and New Japan started working together about that time you were just describing where New Japan got really hot that I figured out who he was and how big of a deal he was and how good he was. And, it was time for him to retire. If we're being honest, this last year or two has been a little tough to watch, but the retirement match with Okada was just phenomenal.
Man, was
the retirement ceremony, so well done, bringing out a bunch of his old rivals, a bunch of AEW guys. Would have been cool to see Nakamura, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah,
but,
whatever.
I thought it was really cool. Really good ceremony. End of an era, like you said.
I was like, oh, hey, Jay White, can you come back, please? I miss you.
So
I miss you over here.
Unfortunately, I didn't really come up watching a whole lot of Japanese wrestling as much as I would have liked to. So I wasn't exposed to them a whole lot, but I do have a little tidbit that I actually recently learned, like within the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
There's a series of games called they're called Yakuza games, and both Okada and Tanahashi are both in those games. As
characters.
Yeah. It's
wow.
like well, exactly what you think. It's like a Japanese crime game. And they're in those games as like fighters.
They're like wrestling characters in it as a character. It's not like
I don't know the full.
You know what I mean? Like okay. But I guess it's a video game. Yeah.
They're in the
Absolute
game.
legends, though.
They're in the
Absolute
game.
legends. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. All right, let's stay right here on New Japan. Topic number 4. Let's talk. So the G1 is coming to Chicago. Apparently, it's going to be night 1 on July 11th. We've kind of found this out through, they put a little announcement out, but like a lot of wrestling companies are trying to stay out of that weekend usually, and something, like that comes to town. But first time since 2019, looks like we're going to have opening night here, and this is what I like, because I feel like if they brought it more over here, to us, we would be more, it's selfish, whatever, but we'd be more, fans of it. Somebody like Primo that maybe did, growing up would know anything about Japanese wrestling could learn. And G1 is like awesome, you know what I mean? So big tournament. But yeah, I hope this kind of starts a trend of maybe more in the future where they come over here as New Japan, not as like AEW,
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right. Yeah, as long as they keep it like the New Japan guys,
yeah.
which I'm assuming the G1 would be because it's a really big deal.
Mm.
I'm all for that. They tried like a New Japan USA deal where they had like very little actual New Japan people and it was more like the New Japan dojo trained people and like West Coast indies. I never got super into that because it was like I'm watching. It has New Japan in the name, but it's not really New Japan. It might be like one guy on a show.
Right.
As long as it's an actual New Japan product, I'm all for it. Yeah, I mean, Chicago, that's not too far. That would be a fun show to go to.
Yeah, definitely would. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'd hope they, kind of keep doing this more. And think about the G1 too. There's only so many spots, they can have matches outside of it, too. To
How long is it?
So the G1
nights.
tournament itself is like a round robin, like it's 2 blocks, usually like 10 people. Like the tournament itself goes for like a month.
Right. That's
and
what
it's
I thought. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, not every night, but pretty close to it for a month. So it's a big task. It
So
even
how
feels
much of
longer
it
than
are they
watching
having in
it.
the US?
Just night 1, I think.
Yeah, it's night
Okay.
1. So yeah, probably just a handful of matches. Yeah. All right. Let's skip on over, boys. Topic number 5. Say it with me. What's my name? Something. Well, it used to be something. Now AEW has recently signed Jake Doyle, man.
Doyle,
when I see him come out the other night, man, big pop, dude. Like I was so freaking pumped, and he kind of like, came in. He's going to be in the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Me and Dylan mutually agree. Primo probably just knew that TNA fumbled with this guy, man,
Yes.
because we know what he can do. He's a freaking fucking monster,
He's a
man.
monster.
Yeah,
Seen him
he's
up close.
awesome.
He's a monster.
Man, yeah. So excited to see him on AEW. How'd you feel, Dylan, when you saw him on TV?
Oh, I popped. I saw it. They aired that like backstage beatdown segment or whatever he did.
Yep.
They put it out on social before the show, and I saw it there first and got super excited. Like my first thought was, "Oh, cool, Jake something is in AEW." My second one was, "Wow, TNA screwed that up." Like immediately, they did a couple things with him, gave him a couple title shots, but never really ran with him. Just fun fact: first indie show I went to. Probably the second wrestler I met in person was Jake something. I've seen him a ton in St. Louis, up in Chicago. Great talent. I'm a little worried he's going to be just, number 58 of the Don Callis family.
Right.
But hopefully he'll get a chance to shine and they'll do some good stuff with him.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they do a tag with him and the other guy's name that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, Mark Davis.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
Davis. They look great together.
Yeah,
So,
Big solid dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
that'd
Be
be
a
fun,
good-
and
be a
that
good
gives
Haas
Davis
tag
something
team.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It would. Yeah, that'd be nasty. So, all right, 2 quick notes here about former guests on the podcast here. Let's talk about the, kind of somber one first. But former guest on the podcast, Missa Kate of Chicago, recently announced that she is retiring. So from us here at Sit Down Mars podcast, we want to say best wishes in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for your contributions. We're going to miss you on the Chicago scene, but, maybe see you down the road, hopefully sometime. So,
absolutely.
and then on a huge positive note, man, the guy that was our most popular podcast downloaded in 2025, Bruce Hamilton, is getting a WWE tryout, which I think is actually going on this week. So he got an invite, or with a handful of other people that's going to be there. So I messaged them, wish him the best of luck, and just want to let you know, Bruce, we're all pulling for you here, and hopefully Bruce breaks through and we'll be able to see him on our WWE TV screens one of these days. But man,
Very cool.
Hey, we're just a direct line to the stars, man.
I wasn't gonna say it because we used to say that
we did.
Strap the rocket to them on the Sit Down Marks podcast. Hey, no, obviously it's all their hard work, and
absolutely.
Congratulations on that tryout. So can't wait to see where you get to in the future.
All right. With that being said, boys, it's time to head to the Dropkick discussion. Here we go. But first, let's hear a word from good old Brooks Berna.
So this is Brooks Berna representing those damn Coyotes. Sitting here with the Sit Down Marks boys, DB, Primo, and AJ.
And Dylan. All right, boys. So today we thought we would, kind of circle back. It's early 2026 again. There's some indies in the United States that had a big year in 2025. So we kind of want to, touch on those, talk on those, and maybe if you don't listen or if you watch mainstream wrestling, maybe you don't watch independent wrestling. We just want to give you a couple to maybe check out kind of some ones we think really got some momentum heading into 2026. Dylan, why don't you start us off, man? So we're basically going to talk about roughly 10 to 15 here that you can check out. We're not really going to spend too many time on each one because we want to talk about a bunch of different few and really get an idea for you of who's hot right now. So go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah, these are, they're not in a certain order. We didn't rank, the
Right.
top
Nope.
10 or nothing like that. Just throwing out some of our favorites here. I'm going to start with St. Louis Anarchy, based out of Alton, Illinois, just on the Illinois side of the river. Got to avoid that Missouri Athletic Commission where you can. Current champ is Matt Fitchett. He's the Gateway Heritage champ. They stream on IWTV, do upload a bunch of their stuff to YouTube. Their next show will be in March. They take an off season, do like a season format kind of deal. Other notable names, you got like a Gary J and Anakin Murphy, Davey Vega, Laney Luck, Billy Stark stops in every now and then. A lot of good like mix of veteran talent and up-and-coming talent. Second one I had on my list is Action Wrestling down in Georgia. They also stream on IWTV.
They do.
Their current champ is Darian Bankston. Tag champs are Jay Lucas and my guy Teriyaki, the best name in wrestling, Teriyaki. Other notable names, you got Adam Priest, you got Cruel down there, Tim Bosby, Jameson Shook. Real good Southern promotion down there. I have a West Coast Pro out in, I think they're San Francisco. I'm not positive, but out in California, that's where they normally run. Vinny Massaro is their current champ. Johnny Robbie's women's champ. They a bunch of their back catalog is on IWTV, but now they do most of their live streams on YouTube, which is great, free for everybody. Other notable people, we got Starboy Charlie, Titus Alexander, Alpha Zoe. I had those three grouped together because they're them three, St. Louis Anarchy, West Coast Pro, Action, along with like New Texas Pro, and there's a fifth one I'm forgetting right now. Forgive me. They're doing like this group initiative. Like they're all like, good word, collaboration. We're all working together, like recognizing each other's champs. Supposed to be sharing some talent. They're all running together Mania weekend, like a group of shows together. You can buy ticket packages for just those shows and everything. Real cool to see that in 2026. Not something we see a whole lot of. So I had those three kind of grouped together, and I'll rattle off one more here before I throw it to you, DB. Limitless Wrestling up in Maine. Something I know DB and I have talked about getting up there for a while now.
That's the destination one I want to go to really bad.
It's just not close to the Midwest. Not easy to get there in a weekend. Current champ Desmond Cole. They are on IWTV as well. Guys like Shannon Thomas, Anthony Green, Aaron Rohr, Gabby Forza, Dijak's been up there a lot. Alec Price kind of made his name up there. One of my favorite promotions up in the Northeast. Cannot recommend them enough. We'll talk more about them in my indie wrestling preview for this weekend coming up a little bit later. That's kind of the top half of my list. DB, what are some of the ones you got?
Well, let's start off, man. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the home team first. Let me plug Dreamwave here because Dreamwave Wrestling, based out of LaSalle, Illinois. You can watch any of their shows on IWTV. You can watch their pre-shows on sitdownmarks.com on Dreamwave Prelude. they've branched out since coming back in 2022. They got the Dreamwave Wrestling shows. They have a women's division now called Uprising, Women's Athletes, that runs about 3 times a year. Big shows there, the hottest female talent there is, right now. Dreamwave brings them in, you know what I mean? And the best up and comers. And and since and they're kind of they're a little flavor of the past too. They always kind of they never forget where they came from, their roots. They used to have this show called After Dark, that Dreamwave would put on, where it's 21 plus. It's not a family show, and that's making a return, bigger and better than ever. So and Dreamwave's coming off probably one of the most successful years they've ever had, in 2025, and Channing Thomas is big baby face with Sydney Bacabella, winning the belt towards the end of last year, and starting off 2026. They got a big 4-way going on in February with The Curse, led by Connor Hopkins. So lots of storylines there. Just the talent the Dreamwave books on a consistent basis is, it's top tier. It's who's who, and it's just prominent that Jay, I work with him personally. He spills his heart out into this company. You know what I mean? And he don't know anything but stepping on the gas. You know what I mean? And just being the best that it can be. So so check out Dreamwave. Freelance out of Chicago. They just had a show. Man, those shows, they constantly are entertaining. They start off the show with a 6-man scramble. Devin Monroe is their champion right now, and they have all these other little storylines going on. These red medallions, and it's like if a person wins, I think it's 3 scramble matches in a calendar year, you get a red medallion. The red medallion allows you to cash in at any time, like a briefcase. I think maybe for a title shot, something like that. But constantly good storytelling there. And it always comes on like late 9:00 or something on like a Friday, Saturday night, so you can kind of catch it when you're winding down, just chilling, for the night after the kids went to bed, so, one more out of Chicago, AAW has always been consistent. They've been around, for, quite a long time. I've attended a bunch of their shows. We still go to them now, Dylan and I on occasion, and, that they, always tend to entertain. They always bring in some of the, the best, and they tend to have like some, to some ties to some people, like they just got done having the Good Brothers in, for a couple shots, you know what I mean? So, that was cool. So you definitely always got to check them out. They run their shows now. I think like it's on YouTube, towards their shows, whatever. Yeah. But OVW is one I really want to try to maybe pay attention to more this year, just because of the talent they have, out of Louisville. I think the shows are on like their YouTube as well. Defy Wrestling, always the mainstay out of Seattle area. I actually got to go to one of their shows one time, and I only knew like 2 people on the card, and one of them was Darby Allin. And and that's what I loved about it. It's all fresh, brand new talent, and never, kind of hardly ever seen before. Wrestling Revolver, Sammy Callahan's promotion, is one. I'm not sure how to seek out those, except I think they're on Triller, I believe. Is
on
that
Triller,
right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I feel like it's usually where I see them. They're like based out of Ohio, but like occasionally they might run like an Iowa show or something like that. Sometimes, but did we mention Beyond Wrestling Open out of Worcester, Mass? If you're looking for a promotion to watch consistently every week, they have shows on every week, literally, on IWTV. I think Bobby Orlando's their champion right now. There's one. If nothing else, you can kind of see the talent of what the pool looks like in indie wrestling, because they kind of have a lot of different, they're telling some stories, but they kind of got to get some mix of some, some people in there too. You mentioned New Texas Pro, good friend of mine, guy I'm always pull forward, excellent dude, John Bonhart. He's the champion of SCW right now, which is basically the promotion of Black and Brave, of Seth Rollins, Merrick Braves Academy. So, and the last one on my list is and I kind of let's debate it just a little bit. When I think indies, I still think GCW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still think Game Changer. Yeah. I mean, how do you not really recommend watching that show to anybody that may haven't seen them before? They got talent already signed. They got talent unsigned. They got some. They've had a mix of in and out. Huge talent. Matt Cardona resurrected himself there basically. Mance Warner. It goes on and on. You're Manders, you know what I mean? So, if you're looking to see some good talent, I mean, you got to really say, really kind of got to give them the look. Effie, that whole storyline with them. But here's a good one for you, Dylan. I'm gonna let you answer this one. Besides federations, who are 3 to 5 names you think are going to break out in 2026? This is right up your alley. I think we had a podcast kind of like about this.
I think we did.
Just for the sake of answering the question, go ahead.
Just off the top of my head, no thought to it. Jamison Shook out of Chattanooga had a TWE. I'll just tie this in with the last couple on my list here, DB. We'll wrap it up this way.
Yeah.
TWE is kind of like to me, it has a real like Southern territory vibe, just like an old school territory Southern wrestling mixed with like some new school violence in there. Jamison Shook's the champ right now. He is going to be awesome. He is awesome. Going to be a big deal. Tim Bosby. More affiliated with Action Wrestling that I mentioned earlier. He is just a stud amateur wrestler. Got the size. He's going to be a big deal. Breakout stars. That's a good question. Those two go right off the top of my head. Tommy Davis won Action Futures last year. Guy is just a machine. He would be a name I'd throw up there. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to our pod from last year. The last couple, I had just one or two more I want to mention here for the promotions. Glory Pro out of St. Louis, they live stream on High Spots, and then they make like a YouTube show out of their shows. They'll get like 3 or 4 episodes out of each of their actual shows. Those are free on YouTube. Cody Lane's the champ right now. Laney Lux, the women's champ. You got Dan the Dad, Mike Outlaw. Let's say Warhorse. Shout out Warhorse. Broke his ankle or leg or something.
Get better, brother.
Get well soon, Dan. Shazza McKenzie's a big deal. They have a good thing going in St. Louis. And the last one I had on my list is ETU, Expect the Unexpected, up out of Jersey. Mike Santana is their champ right now, actually. Really good matches, really good shows up there. Marcus Mathers, a big deal. We see him a lot at Dreamwave. Marcus has been a big deal up there. A lot of good talent. Josh Bishop, Gabe Sky, Austin Luke, Becca's up there a lot. Those were kind of the last ones I had on my list. Yeah. And we named, like you said, 10 to 15. We could name 10 to 15 more.
Sure.
There's so many good quality places out there. It's just
something to get you going in 2026 if you're interested in dabbling into indie wrestling. Us as fans, we hope you are. We appreciate it. If you give it a shot, or go to your local show. Look up. There's a poster on a pole somewhere, or it's all around the internet. Trust me, they post the shit out of everything. So, but yeah. So, all right, that's gonna do it, man. That kicks off everybody for 2026. Primo, time to go home, brother. Let's get it going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite money-hungry manager, The Shane Show, and you're listening to Sit Down Marks Podcast.
I want to remind everybody to go follow at Sit Down Marks on all those podcast platforms. All those social media platforms out there, and make sure you head on over to sitdownmarks.com and give us a follow. Look, listen, Thank you guys so much for listening. Download, subscribe, and you hear me say this all the time. All those podcast platforms. We got some ideas for some new content to come out. So we're going to be churning out just a little bit more for you. In 2026. We really want to push our YouTube series. Volume 6 is available right now on sitdownmarks.com. It is called Dreamwave Prelude. What is Dreamwave Prelude? If you're new to the podcast, if you're, asking about it, well, what it is Primo, Dylan, and myself, we take all the pre-show matches from every Dreamwave wrestling show and do commentary on them and talk about them and showcase the stars of the future in Dreamwave. These are guys and girls that are trying to make the main roster on Dreamwave. And, this is kind of like their tryout matches, their showcase matches, where they can, be seen by the higher ups in Dreamwave Wrestling to possibly get a main, a roster spot. So us here at the Sit Down Marks podcast are happy to provide a platform for them, and it's great for us to get to showcase them to you. So, like I said, we've already got 6 episodes out. We're going to be cranking out more. Dreamwave runs every other month. So, we be cranking out episodes. So, we appreciate if you head on over and give Dreamwave Prelude a look. We got a little small announcement coming up. We're getting into the iRacing sponsorship kind of neck of the world. More to be coming on that later, but we're going to be sponsoring a driver that's going to drive in an iRacing league that is broadcasted across the world, and he's going to be driving a Sit Down Marks wrapped a car, during the race. So it's going to be more to come on that as we get more closer to when the racing season starts. We'll be introducing you to our driver later on. So we ask you too, man, all the time, to tell a friend about us in 2026. Our podcast, we had the biggest year yet in 2025. We grew by almost 200% in downloads, subscriptions, follows, like literally everything. We had our first 1,000 download day. We've never had that before. That happened in 2025. We were absolutely blown away. And, we got a lot of new listeners on board. So I just want to say thank you. And we've been grinding at this for a long time. Primo and I, 5 years coming up, and Dylan's been with us. It's over a year now, right? At least.
Just over a year.
Yeah.
So,
so really glad a lot of people's finding out the podcast.
Yeah.
And really appreciate you listening.
Real quick on that. So we did get all those numbers that DB just said. One that he didn't say that I'm very, very, very proud of for us is we touched 108 countries in 2025. 108 countries heard this podcast. And so for those of you, if you think that we only care about our listeners here in the US, we definitely think of our global audience as well. We're thinking worldwide, of all of you guys worldwide. We are so thankful for all 107 other countries that listen to the pod. And we look forward to growing even more.
Yeah, when our stats and analytics and stuff came in for the year, that that tracks for us, and so, because you've heard me say, on the podcast, if you're a long time listener, you heard me say, hey, those people that are downloading over in France, thank you guys so much. Over in Germany, over in, like that's, literally where we're getting those things from. So, we couldn't be more humbled. We're excited. We're rejuvenated. Excited to see where the podcast is going to take us. So one last time, thank you guys so much. Looking forward to 2026. So what's coming up? Let's talk about it. So next week, Primo is going to drop another one of his famous editions of Cheap Pops with Primo. It's where he takes a subject and and talks to you, on your way to work, on your way home from work, maybe while you're running, jogging, listening to, buying groceries, whatever. If you got the earbuds in, you got 20-25 minutes, you got time to listen to Cheap Pops with Primo, right?
Yeah.
And then the following week, we're going to cap off January, boys. Already, it's time to talk Royal Rumble predictions. So we're going to be talking about that.
Favorite time of year.
Yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. And then in February, right around the corner, will be post Royal Rumble reactions and much, much more. So yeah, man, Rumble season. Excited for that. So as we say around here, keep spreading the good word of wrestling. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it. If you're new to the podcast too, if you're watching right now, sitdownmarks.com. Whenever we sign off, we come back on and we show Dylan a poster from the old days to see if he can name the card. But you show him the poster and see if he can name what happened on the card. Now, let me tell you, he basically went undefeated for the whole year 2025 until the very last one of the
Until
year.
the
We
end.
jumped in there a little bit. So love you too,
In the Ohio
Nate.
State.
Thank you for hanging out with us, brother. We appreciate it. Shout out to Nate, man. Big wrestling fan, big fan
Shout out,
of podcasts.
Nate.
Yeah, man. Always hanging out with us here. So,
Thanks, Nate.
so for Primo and Dylan, I am the Dirty Bird. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Sit Down Marks podcast on all those podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, all those podcast platforms. Thank you guys so much. I'm the Dirty Bird. See you guys next time. Keep spreading the good word of wrestling. Rest in peace, Papa. All right, just in time. We ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we
Oh
go.
boy.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
baby.
go. Final resolution
Swerve.
2005.
There you go. Bingo.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, give me-
This is, I want to say it's Jeff Hardy's on the poster.
Sure.
I want to say it's Jeff Hardy and Scott Hall.
In a singles
You have
match
that?
with Roddy Piper as a special guest referee. Yes. You're
Okay,
right.
yeah. Then that's going to be, this is Jeff Jarrett on top. Not Stump. Shut up, Nate. Jeff Jarrett. I'm getting this one and Against All Odds the next month mixed up in my head. This is it Kevin Nash? Jeff Jarrett and Kevin Nash?
Incorrect. It's
Or is it
Monty
Jeff Jarrett and
Brown.
DDP? Monty
Monty
Brown.
Brown.
Okay.
Alpha
Then
Singles
the,
match.
that's the next one.
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Kid Cash.
Nope.
Nope. Daniels.
No. Team Canada. Petey Williams with Coach Moore and Chris Sabin.
Oh, is this the
Ultimate X match. for
is it
the
Ultimate
team.
X? Yeah, it's the first Ultimate X. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And then shoot, I know AMW, America's Most Wanted, is on
Yep.
it.
Defeated Team Canada.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say Team Canada.
Yep.
I already said the Jeff Hardy match. I know there's a couple like X Division matches up front. I think at least.
3 Live Crew defeated Christopher Daniels, Michael Shane, and Kazarian. Elix Skipper
Okay.
defeated Sanjay
Okay.
Dutt.
That was the one I was thinking of. I knew Skipper was on it. It said right after Triple X broke up.
You ain't gonna mention the Eric Watts beating
Is
Raven
Nash-
match?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is Nash on the do you have the card? Is Nash on the card?
Yeah. There was a 3-way elimination match. It was Nash, Page,
Nash DDP and Monty Brown. And
there
Monty
you
Brown
go.
wins that and goes to that's what I was getting
goes
at.
to the
Okay.
yeah and
No
he goes to
triple
the
threat. Monty wins it and goes to the final.
yep.
I'm giving
Yep.
myself a half win on that one.
Dustin Rhodes defeated Kid Cash. Yep, good enough though.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
if you can get at least half the card, you get the win. As far as I'm concerned, because that's
Yeah,
just
that
knowledge. I don't even know where you put it.
Dylan, you were like what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
this is
John.
05. I would have been 9. This is January.
9?
I would have been 9. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys.